Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of November 2021. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings this month, I will be using my Morgan Greer Tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. And then, Cancer, I will close out your reading with a secret language of color oracle card. Oracle deck I haven't used in a while, but I'm looking forward to tapping into it this month. Also, I want to say thank you all so much for the feedback you gave for the checklist, the 6 things you need in order to leave your job and go into business full time. I have a checklist of 6 things you need to have in place. If you're interested in getting a free copy of that checklist, I will have it linked in the description. Also, I want to let you know that I have just launched my first online course. So many of you have been asking me about this. And it is the How to Start and Grow Your Tarot YouTube channel for those of you who are tarot readers and you're also interested in growing a tarot, channel here on YouTube. I do have that course linked in the description as well. All right, Cancer. Woo, let's go ahead and get right into the reading. All right, Cancer, what's going on? What do we need to know for the sign of Cancer as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? For the month of November 2021, what do we need to know for the sign of Cancer? All right, Cancer, so as we move into November, I'm feeling like there's going to be a little bit of anxiety that you're dealing with. You're feeling a little anxious about your finances. The thing is like, I don't think that that's something you have to worry about per se, but I do think that you're probably not giving yourself enough credit as far as being prepared for what's coming. And when I say what's coming, I'm not making any predictions about anything either way, but I do know that things are going to be a little bit, what should I say, bumpy. Things could be a little bit rocky in the next few months. I'm looking distinctly within the next 90 days, but we're focused on November here. And it looks like you're feeling a little anxious about that, Cancer. But like I said, I don't think you need to be. I think you're being more proactive than most people. And I also think that you are doing what you can in order to set yourself up for success or to at least keep yourself stable, at least throughout winter. Now, the 9 of Swords, like I said, that's where I'm picking up. There's a little bit of anxiousness. We also have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. That's, not feeling necessarily entirely confident to, give more than necessary. And I think that's an okay thing because we don't have to always, put ourselves out if we don't feel like our own, selves, our families are not well taken care of. So if you have to pull back on your giving for a little bit, not only financially, but maybe your time and your energy as well, you're going to be just fine with that, okay? Don't guess it. Don't question it. If you feel like it's time to pull back on something, then please pull back. Next, we have the 5 of Wands. That's communication. There's going to be a little bit of probably, I want to say tension would be the right word. Or maybe you're having conversations with people at work or maybe your partner or something like that, and the conversation just feels a little tense because, again, you're feeling anxious about the finances. I don't think that's going to be a long-term thing. I think once you kind of realize that you're okay, because the High Priestess just showed up, I think once you feel secure within yourself, then things are going to smooth out greatly, and I see that here. The High Priestess is the intuitive card. She's also the card of knowing without explanation. So I have a feeling, like I said, you are in a much better position than what you're giving yourself credit for financially. So don't stress. You may have to ignore the news for a little while because the mainstream media likes to, always throw out the negative stuff. But what I'm feeling intuitively, what I'm picking up with the cards here is that you're in a better place than what you're giving yourself credit for, Cancer. Next, we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups means someone's probably going to approach you with an offer. I don't think it's going to be the right fit. And the thing is you have to be very, very careful when you kind of judge and make decisions about any offers that are showing up for you right now, because you have to make sure they're beneficial, and it looks like someone's going to probably ask you to do something that's going to benefit them more than it will you. Finally, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which means you're going to be very busy with work. And I think that's a good thing, because once you really dive in deep to your work and to your business or your investments, whatever the case may be, I think that's really going to reassure you that you're going to be just fine, probably better than just fine. You are going to feel, grounded in your money situation. You're going to feel like you're prepared and that you don't have to stress too much about money because you're doing everything that needs to be done. All right, Cancer, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. My cards are sticky for some reason. For the month of November 2021, what do we need to know for the sign of Cancer? All right, yep, you're going to be taking a lot of action, Cancer. You're going to be just fine here. All right, I forgot to mention too that I have a new microphone, so if you see a cord that kind of floats in and out of frame, that's what that is. I'm trying out a new microphone. I'm not quite sure if I like it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, Cancer, as we move into the second week of November, you've got the Judgment card here in the reverse. Now, the Judgment card always is a tricky card because it talks about some big changes and it talks about decisions. In this case, I have a feeling you're making a big decision for your financial future, Cancer. I feel like it's not only like maybe changing a career or something like that, but it's really shifting your whole thought processes behind money. It's like you're starting to think bigger, you're starting to have bigger ideas, you're starting to make plans. The thing is like you're getting a little bit overwhelmed with these decisions, and that's where we have to kind of evaluate, is now the right time? Am I really in the best frame of mind in order to take on something new or something so different or something so big or something so consuming? So while I feel like your decisions are going to be great, I'm feeling a little hesitancy because I'm thinking that either the timing's not right or maybe you're just taking on too much if you want to make some big money moves right now. And I'm not saying don't do that, but what I'm saying is make sure you kind of weigh the pros and cons of the timing of it, because you don't want to get overwhelmed and you don't want to start doing something new and something big when the particular market or industry that you're looking to make changes in or maybe get into may not be totally stable. So if you're looking to make a career change, make sure that the industry that you're trying to go into is, growing and pretty stable. If you're looking to get into real estate investing or something like that, make sure the market is what you want it to be and make sure it matches, your goals of where you see yourself long term. Next, we have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles means that you're not going to be taking on any new clients or any new customers. You're not just interested in working for someone else. And I think that's a good thing, because I think a lot of us tend to outgrow the employee mindset, so to speak. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I do think that, when you are an employee for so long, sometimes you get to the point where you want to do your own thing. And I feel like you're kind of feeling that out, Cancer. Next, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is overcoming feeling discouraged. Again, I feel like this is right on target with what we were talking about here, because intuitively, you're just starting to be more creative and you're starting to trust your own ideas. Next, we have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is balancing the budget. It's also making sure all your finances are in place. The other thing about the Two of Pentacles that we want to pay attention to is that we are ahead of the game as it relates to our money. In other words, if we're not paid several months in advance, maybe you have that money saved up. Maybe you have more than you need in savings. Maybe you are kind of going through your expenses and seeing where you can make cuts. It's all about being very, very disciplined and meticulous with the money you have and managing it to the best of your ability. Finally, we have the Four of Swords in the reverse. That is a taking action card. That means you are not stepping back. You are boldly stepping forward. This is very exciting, especially if you're starting a new business, or if you're starting a new job, or if you're, trying to kind of set things up for yourself and you're not quite sure, exactly what your next step will be, but you are doing something. Action is key when it comes to money, and I'm not saying that you have to always spend money, but a lot of times it's just about researching and increasing your knowledge and really just learning, okay, how can I show up for this in a big way? How can I be more receptive to more opportunities, to more money, to being seen? And I think this proactive approach is going to be very profitable for you. All right, Cancer, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity. And abundance for the month of November 2021. All right, so now things are starting to kind of come together as we move into the second half of November, Cancer. Remember when I said earlier in the reading that you want to be careful if you are making some big decisions to really shift things around in your life. It looks like the thing is I was correct as far as saying I don't think the timing is the best for that. Now, I'm not saying it won't work out, but I'm just saying that the timing may not be in alignment for you. And I say that because I'm looking at this World card in the reverse. The World card in the reverse talks about unfinished cycles, things that are not yet complete. So I'm feeling like there's something that needs to be full circle completed before you move on to something new. But let's start with this Six of Swords here. Six of Swords talks about travel, talks about movement, geographical relocation, or maybe going on a vacation, going on holiday, whatever, I think there's going to be some travel in the second half of November. And it's funny because I've been getting this in almost every reading for every sign this month. And I'm not surprised because here in the United States, we have our Thanksgiving holiday in the second half of November. So a lot of people plan on traveling, seeing family, taking trips, doing whatever. So it looks like you probably will be doing some type of travel or some type of physical movement in the second half of the month. Next, we have the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords, she's someone who likes to cut stuff off, but she does it sometimes in a very, I want to say slow, sensitive way. And the thing is sometimes it's more painful that way. So is there something, Cancer, that you need to cut off, but you're kind of dragging your feet on it? That's what I'm picking up here with this card. There's something that you need to let go of, obviously, with the Devil card here. But there's something that, you're not ripping the Band-Aid off quick enough. And that has to do with your money. So whatever it is that you're kind of, like I said, procrastinating with financially, you need to kind of step it up because you don't want it to get in the way of other things that you're working on in your career, in your business, your investments, your money management, whatever it is. Next, we have the Star card. Now, that's a beautiful card because that's you literally showing up, being the star of the show. It's also the Good Health card. It's all about vitality and being robust and well and just vibrant in every way, being bright, being clear-minded, all those wonderful things that are definitely going to work in your favor as you pursue more money. So remember, health is true wealth. And I do want to say too that I think that this star just means that you're really going to kind of shine in whatever it is you're doing. And I feel like there's going to be some monetary reward for that, because that's in the context of what we're talking about. Now, we also have the death card in the reverse. The death card in the reverse talks about slow life changes. And this kind of relates to the judgment card here. Making big life altering change, but it's not happening quickly. It's happening very, very slowly. And sometimes that's good because that gives our mind time to catch up with some new ideas and some new external things that are happening in our lives. So, I do believe that there is going to be a big change in your life, and there is going to be some financial changes in your life too, Cancer. It's just a matter of how are you going to kind of shift with it, and what changes are you going to make internally, and what are you going to do to make sure that you can keep your, I want to say, financial plans and money plans in alignment with the changes that you're making in your life. Now, we already talked about the World card. Again, there's something unfinished that you need to tend to. The Devil card talks about unhealthy attachments. We need to pay attention to that. Like I said, I think it has to do with this Queen of Swords here. There's something you're dragging that needs to be just cut off. And usually there's a financial issue tied to it because, again, that's the context of what we're talking about. So there's something that you're attached to, something you're holding on to, but it's not benefiting you financially. It could be anything. It could be addictions. It could be toxic relationships. It could be bad habits. It could be negative thought patterns. Whatever it is, it's costing you not only emotionally or spiritually, but it's costing you financially, and it's something that we have to deal with. All right, Cancer, let's see what else shows up for you. Whoa. As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November 2021. What do we need to know for the sign of Cancer? All right, Cancer, by the time we close out the month of November, I think you're going to be probably much more grounded than when then the beginning of the month. The second half of the month, I see you being really anchored into where you are before you start making some big changes. And I think that's a wise thing to do. We have the Hangman here. Remember, the Hangman is kind of just staying put. It's not necessarily moving forward, but you're not moving backwards either. And like I said, I think November is going to be a time for you to really reevaluate and plan out what your next, financial plan is going to look like. We have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is emotional betrayal, feeling really, really heavy. I'm feeling like this is more money related. I don't feel like this is something personal. I feel like maybe you feel that emotionally, maybe you made mistakes with money, Cancer, or maybe you feel like you should have done something, or you did something you shouldn't have done, or you spent money you shouldn't have spent. And so you're feeling like maybe you have some emotional stuff that you're dealing with as it relates to money. Now, the thing is like things will turn around. I think this is just some inner processing that you have to do with some, decisions and choices that you've made. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. That means that things could turn around very, very quickly for you. It also means that sometimes things shift unexpectedly, and it creates some new opportunity that you were not prepared for. So we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, this is a repeater card here, and the Three of Pentacles means that suddenly people show up and opportunities show up for you to make some money. By the time we get to the end of November, you're going to have a lot of unexpected, things showing up where people want to hire you, people want to give you extra shifts, people want to, pay you, buy something off of you. I think you're going to be a little caught off guard by that, but it's still going to be a good thing because you're going to be like, okay, I wasn't expecting to have all of this work. I wasn't expecting to make that sale, but, I'll roll with it. Finally, we have the Five of Swords, and this is another communication card where people around you probably just aren't going to understand why you're doing what you do, but it's okay because they don't need to understand. But you are going to feel a little isolated because of it, okay? Maybe somebody at work, thinks you're doing something stupid or silly, and that's okay because not everybody has to be on board for our lives and our plans. But the thing is, like I said, is you may feel a little isolated, but the thing is you're doing what's right for you. So as long as you live by that and as long as you, kind of stick to that, you're going to be just fine. So Cancer, your month of November is very interesting. I think, like I said, it's going to be a lot of mental stuff as it relates to your money. A lot of decisions, a lot of planning, a lot of really just kind of mapping out what's next before you start taking some diligent action. I think once you get really clear about what your plans are, then you can start moving in that direction and feel more confident in doing so. All right, Cancer, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Secret Language of Color Oracle card. I feel like you need 3 cards. I got 3 cards for you, Cancer. All right, the first one I got was Plum. Card number 41, Overcome Your Challenges. Yes, that's what we were talking about in this reading. Then we got Orange, card number 16, Nurture Yourself. And finally, we have Watermelon, card number 3, Have fun with your inner child. Yes, I think this is going to be key. Just kind of having fun with what you're doing. If you are planning a vacation in November, take some time to just really let your mind relax and enjoy the ideas and the creativity that will probably be flowing your way. All right, Cancer, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.